everybody, this is Liz from Augusta, and today I have Matt Owens with me, and we're just going to take it right from the top, and I want you to get to know him and hear a little bit about his journey. First of all, where are you from?
I'm from Augusta, Georgia.
He's from Georgia, everybody. And we want to hear about his experience with Augusta and how he first heard about it, where he was beforehand, and kind of what were you doing before you came to Augusta?
So I was in high school, and my senior year got pretty much all messed up because of COVID, and school went online. And so I had a lot of free time, and my brother was working at a lawn care job. And so it just made sense I was living with him at the time. So it just really made sense to go ahead and start working and doing lawn care. So I started working with them my senior year, and we weren't Augusta at the time, but Brian, my boss, he had been following Mike for quite a while and known about what he had going on at Augusta. And he had been implementing, P4P was already implemented, and he was implementing some stuff before. And we had made that switch that year after I joined to Augusta. We sent out, the email to change company name. Yeah, the brand transition. And yeah, I just started my life when I came to Augusta. This is the only job I've had since graduating, and yeah.
So you worked for the lawn care company they had called Fine Lines.
Yep.
And I remember when Jeremy and Brian came here to visit, and Jeremy is your brother, and they are friends, and Brian owned Fine Lines. And I remember them coming to Summit, and they were these two young guys, and just the quality of the people they were just seemed incredible. And I remember telling Mike, they're from Georgia, they're from Augusta, and they are the most awesome guys. They're such a great team, and they had come and talked to us, and he's like, well, why don't you try to get them to join? So I would email and say we'd love to have a talk with them. Mike would love to schedule a call, but they were pretty confident that they could run it by themselves, and they had been successful to a point, but from what you've heard them talking about, what did they say they were missing that they couldn't have got with Augusta? Was it culture? Was it the way the finances were going?
I'd say culture is what we were missing. We just didn't have a good team at that time. We had some pretty bad team members, and we had let go a lot of our team once we had transitioned. Okay. So I'd say culture, and probably the command center. That really helped us out a lot. Okay. And when you first heard of P4P, whatever you thought of it, what was your opinion or understanding of what you thought it was? Because it was a foreign concept, right? Yeah. Yeah. When I first thought of P4P, I just thought positively of it. I just knew it was a way for me to make a lot more money and basically be paid correctly for my work. I just felt more entitled and more appreciated at my job. So when you worked before, did you have teammates that you worked with and they got paid the same hourly rate, but they just didn't perform even half of how you did? Well, yeah. When I fully started at Fine Lines, we had already been doing P4P. Oh, okay. So when you came in, you loved the concept right from the beginning. Did you understand it? No. Yeah. Sometimes, because I didn't understand it was a week basis and not every day. That was hard for me to comprehend. That your wages could be accounted for every day and your P4P could be calculated every day? Well, no, just the fact that it goes on a week basis. Instead of daily. The bonus dollars, yeah. I see, okay. And then at that time, did you have an app on your phone that calculated? Do you have that now? No. Okay, I get the emails though. Okay, you get emails, and is that daily? Yeah, every day. The next day, I get those emails. So even if you do projects or mows, you still get that every day? Yeah. And the projects, are they broken up a little bit? They're not the pure
total until the project is done.
Each day it shows you the P for P that you made, and then also your base pay with the hours you worked. But yeah, I was always like, I loved the idea of P for P. Every day I'd come in, I'd add up my budgeted hours that day, and then divide it and figure out how much P for P I can make that day. I loved P for P.
And did they let you see your let's say you had 12 mows. Could you see the prices of all those mows, what you charged the customers?
I'm not sure if you could see it on there, but I knew what we charged.
Okay.
So yeah, you just divide it by your hourly rate and then the time of the mows.
Okay. And what percentage did they give you of the amount you guys were making?
33%.
And is that year round?
No, and 3 months out the year of the hardest 3 months. We choose June, July, and August because down there in the South, it gets really hot in those months, and they raise it to 40%, and you make a lot of money off of that.
Yeah. So do you guys mow year round?
No, we stop in the winter and we do winter services. And
they have winter in Georgia?
Yeah.
Does it snow there?
Sometimes. It snowed a little bit last year. Not very much ever.
And so does it confuse the whole town and everybody because they don't know what to do in it?
In the snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, we just get out there and have fun in it because we don't see it very often.
Exactly. Yeah. Well, that's cool. So I know that a lot of you have questions about P for P and how it affects the company if you were to transition, what your employees would think. And from what Matt's sharing, it wasn't, even though it might have been a little bit confusing, you didn't understand it all at first, you felt like you were making more money right away.
Yeah. Because I had worked with the company a little bit over the summer, and I had been paid $10 an hour, and that's not, it was just a huge increase in pay.
What's the minimum wage there?
It's pretty low. I think it's like, I would say like $7, I think, or $9. I'm not sure.
Okay. And so let's say you're doing a full route in a day and you made $10 as your base rate. What do you think you were making per hour that evened out on a good check?
You're saying hourly? What would I make a week?
14, 15 per hour. What did it kind of even out to?
On P for P?
Yeah.
On P for P, I'd make around above 20.
Oh my word.
Yeah, 24 is like my average.
That's fantastic. So it doesn't matter how low your base is. So even if my base was 18, I could still be making 24. It's just the amount of performance dollars that I'm making, right?
Yeah.
So that is awesome for high performers. The next question people are going to ask is, how does that affect your culture?
The P for P?
Yes.
Yeah, it drives culture a lot more because everyone is more, everyone cares more about their work. They know they can make more. Everyone is pushing each other to do better because we get more forward, going faster, but you also have to worry about quality. I'd say it makes the field members, it gives them more power about what they're doing, and it just makes them care more, and it gives them more
confidence. And do they think like owners a little more?
Yeah, for sure. You think a lot more like an owner. You see what we charge, you see how we get paid. Open book management is the way to go.
And so does your owner actually show you the profit and loss statements and talk about it with your team?
Every quarter, Brian goes over, he has this huge book that he gives us all a copy of it, and then he goes over all the profit and loss statements. He goes through everything, what he bought, what every charge went to, basically. And he shows what we profited.
And how have you seen the guys react to that? So when they find out how much you spend on gas and equipment, has that changed their mindset too?
Yeah, it makes them just feel more as a part of the team, and that we're all really are a team. And yeah, people get excited seeing, where the money goes. Our another one of our employees, McKeet, he's been there a long time. He always is excited when it's the P&L day.
That's pretty cool. So even if you don't understand the whole thing, it's still nice to get the basics of what you can get And how about when you guys buy a truck or a piece of equipment? Do you get some sort of say in that? Because that would take out of any overhead that might be dispersed amongst you, right?
Yeah.
Profit sharing, I would say. Do you do profit sharing?
Yeah. We do profit sharing. We just started it this year, and yeah, it was nice to finally get to that.
So if you bought a truck, though, wouldn't that take away from your profit sharing?
Yeah, but
so you would decide together that if we bought that truck, it would immediately be making money. You would have to know that, right?
Yeah.
Otherwise, you guys wouldn't think it was worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, we don't really talk much about like buying the trucks together. They pretty much decide that. But
okay, but you're sure that they're aware of the team.
Yeah, always. Yeah, they explain, how much, why we're not getting so much profit, and if any of us have questions or anything, they're always open to tell us, and they'll talk to us with anything.
How long did you work for them as Fine Lines before you came to Augusta? Was it just months?
It was only over the summer when I was in school, so it wasn't full time. It was just part time, and even then I couldn't even do like a full week of work. It's such hard labor.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I would work one day with my brother, and then I'd have to ask for the next day off because I'd be so tired.
Yeah, my guys have said it takes about 3 weeks for their bodies to acclimate to doing work like that.
Yeah, it took me a while. My first summer, I don't think I worked a whole full week. It was just whatever days I could help out.
So don't you think over time, work like that is going to become so rare? People don't do it on their own property, so it's actually going to become like a highly skilled position because the average soft person couldn't even do it, right?
Yeah. Specialization, the way America runs, lawn care will definitely keep growing and becoming more of a sought out commodity.
Yeah, definitely profession you could have a career in and do pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
So bringing us to today, how long have you guys been with Augusta?
I believe over 2 years now.
Okay, and you've had a huge transition really fast. It seems really fast. It's probably been coming, but what are you going to do next?
Me personally?
Yes. What is the position you have and what's going to happen now?
Yeah, so finally we are narrowing down our
your services or your service area?
Yeah, our what's the word I'm looking for?
I'm not sure. Say more.
Yeah. Like our density.
Oh, your route density.
Yeah, we're narrowing down on that, and we've been in Augusta, Georgia. We have a huge service area as of now, and this year we're splitting up. We're opening a new location, and I'll be the general manager of it, and I'm super excited. And we're also cutting out a whole nother service area that is just too far out of our reach. So we're making some pretty big changes this year, and it should be nice. We're gonna have 2 locations over there now, and yeah.
So the owner's not going over there to start it. They're sending you over to do it.
Yeah, well, I'll be running out of the warehouse that we have right now, so we'll all be working together from the start.
Okay. And so are you thinking like an owner? Like, are you pretending the weight of the whole thing is on you?
Yeah.
So we're actually here training this weekend. And so when you, as a franchisee owner, he's come to the training for that. So your whole approach to the training, is it like, I'm the owner and this is all dependent on you?
Yeah, because I hope to buy the location from them.
Okay.
And I hope to be my own boss.
Okay. So have you been following Mike's content?
Yeah, a good bit for like the past year.
So more so when you found out there might be a future for you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you come to the summit last year?
Yeah.
Not this most recent one, but the one before?
2021.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And when you came, were you fully engaged or were you kind of doubtful about this whole thing?
Yeah.
I mean, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21, yeah. So how were you feeling at that time?
That time, I was bought in, but I wasn't like fully engaged because I didn't see what the future had in store, and I didn't know if lawn care was like for me really, but I see where it could take you, and you really can be very successful in this industry, and we're changing the professionalism of the industry. We really are. It's really changing.
So what was it that really enticed you? Was there like some moment that they said, you can own this yourself, or if you've been with Augusta for 2 years, you can start your own location, own your own location with no money up front. So what was it that just kind of caught your attention? Was it the business part that said, okay, there is some kind of future in business for me, not just, I don't have to feel like just some stupid lawn care guy, which a lot of guys do feel that way. So what was it that changed for you?
It was really the leadership. I've always wanted to be a leader and have people that look up to me and that I can show, like, just show ways they could improve, show where they can go in life. I've always just wanted to be a leader, and
you feel like this is a way you can.
Yeah, for sure, yeah.
And would that be by owning your location and then leading your own teams?
Yeah, just building a nice team and having a nice culture. That really intrigues me, having my own team, my own culture, and growing a business with my own team. It's gonna be super cool.
So what we'll do is we'll check back in with you in, let's say, another year, and we'll see how the first year's gone and kind of your expectation of that. So lastly, long term, for your whole career, after you've had this opportunity come forward, now what are you kind of thinking for your long-term vision? You want to own one, but what are you thinking after that? Have you thought that far?
No, I haven't thought that far. I mean, I would like to have more locations, and I'd really like to, once I establish my first location, I'd like to get into something else, probably like real estate. And I'm not sure if I'd want to keep expanding locations. I haven't thought too far into that. I've thought a little bit about like getting into real estate and maybe,
Yeah, the possibilities are limitless, but you have to make money first, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so your plan is to make this one successful, possibly buy it, and then see where you go from there.
Yeah, definitely buy it.
Yeah, I love it. So thank you for your time today.
Yep.
We appreciate you coming on and sharing. I know there's so many young people that follow Mike's content, and they want to hear from people like you that are making it happen and changing the professionalism in the landscape industry.
Cool. Well, thank you for having me.
Yep. Matt Owens, Augusta, Georgia. And so which model did you choose?
I'm going through the general manager model.
Oh, snap. You're with Chuck?
No, Brian Connor.
Oh, you're with Brian Connor. Nice, man. So what was it like coming in as a general manager?
I'm starting out this year as a general manager, so I've been working there 3 years as a field member, and we've slowly just built up clientele in a different area, and now we're closing in on our density, and I've been elected to the position.
Nice, man. So are you excited to go in kind of from like the top-down owner's perspective?
Yeah, I'm super excited to learn the back end, get to know the clients, just the whole nine. I plan to buy the business once I scale it to 500K.
Nice, man. So how's training been for you since you're already kind of in the ecosystem?
It's been great. Learning a lot of good stuff. Just getting to know everybody. That's the main thing. Getting to know all the other franchisees. Just a big family.
Yeah, for sure. Awesome. Sweet. That's it.